Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is a place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today I am here with Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada, talking about bringing those profits in daily. Coach Caren has so much to bring to the table. So we're putting her in the position of authority. I have a guest today, Coach Caren, Mr. Sterling
Hi, Mr. Sterling.
Alexander Hardrich. Say hi. Say, I want to know how to be a biz dude. So
There you go.
so I have my
Oh,
pen.
he's excited.
Yep, I have my pen and I have my paper. And I'm ready, right? We're ready. Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to get this party started. Coach, what do you have for us today?
Today we're continuing a series we started. So this is week 3 about oh my God, the beginning of this month we started a series and we started talking about our first topic was millionaire, becoming a happy millionaire, like
Oh,
accepting the
yes.
fact that you want to do this thing and you're not going to try, you're going to do it, right? You're not going to box yourself in, well, I didn't become a millionaire this month or this year and we're done. No. We're planning on it and we're doing all the things that's going to help us get there. And so, are we going to be happy while we're doing it? We're going to be energized. We're going to do it feeling good about ourselves. We're not going to do it and feel bad that we're doing it, because that feeling is going to come and go. Don't worry about it. It's just a must. And people will be there to tell you why you shouldn't. So let's get out of the way.
Yes, they will.
And the first week, we talk about acceptance. Week 2, we talk about inviting your future self. Invite your future self. And week 3, we were talking about thanking your future self in this scenario. And then we're going to talk about what happens after, because we want to do this with ourselves. We're literally writing our story, and we're going to watch it evolve. We're writing our story and we're working into our story. We tend to, at least myself included, I really love the big picture. I get all excited. I got everything ready to go. But then the grunt work, the nitty gritty work sometimes get us really down. We don't want to do it. So when we start parsing it out and figuring out where we are, what we do, we get to do this. Guys, this is a program I'm bringing to the front eventually, but we're going through I'm allowing BizChicks audience to get a taste of it, see what to get into, what you move through. Of course, it's big and it's deep, so we can't get into everything, but we're talking about the main topics right now. Okay, guys? So hope you enjoy, and I hope, and if you haven't seen the first 2, go back, have a look, listen, so that when you get to part 3 and 4, you know what we're talking about, you know what we've done before, okay? Get you up to par.
Very good.
So without any further ado, let's get to it. Today, we're going to talk about how much money do you want to earn monthly? And you can look, if you're in business, you're going to look at the revenue you want to bring in and the profit you want your business to have. And you're going to look at the salary you want to pay yourself. This is important. I'll get back to the why each category is so important for your business. Or even if you're doing it for home economics, it still applies. Now, this is the topic. This is the second part. What are you willing to do? And you got to be honest with yourself. And maybe you're willing to do a chunk of things, but you know you don't have the capacity at the moment. So what are you willing to do long term? And what are you willing to do short term to see this goal reach fruition? All right. And then number 3 is what will happen if you don't do it. I want you to think about the consequences of that, because that's going to help urge you on. It's not to frighten you. It's not to push you away. It's to say, hey, if I don't do this, this is where I could end up. And I would feel regretful if I end up here. And I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like myself being there. And that's why you're thanking your future self, because she's going to push you so that when you get there, you feel really happy with her. Him. You're really, really happy. You're glad that you push yourself through all the ups and downs. Up and down the stairs, nearly fall down, bust your face, all that sort of thing that's going to happen, that might happen, is going to happen. Be prepared for it, then you're okay. If you want that is involved in the stock market, you know what I feels like, what I looks like. You start a business. Anybody that's looking great in their businesses, you sit and have a personal chat about all the fall downs and all the disappointment and all the things that feel like failures before they are what you see and they are today. So without any further ado, I'm going to take a sip of water and we're going to get into number one. Okay. Terry and the visitor had to take a little break and do whatever they got to do, but we're going to keep talking. Give me a sec.
We are listening.
Yes. Letting them know. Oh, look at him go. He's all excited about this.
We're ready.
Starling is ready.
Yes. But we don't want to be a distraction. Go ahead.
How much money do you want to earn monthly? Put that number down. And don't be afraid to call the number you truly want. And if you don't know, go away, write a bunch of numbers down and see which one is drawn to you. Because when you know that number, you understand how to work around getting to that number. Now, let me tell you something. When you start that number, it feels, whatever number you get, it's going to feel big. If you haven't conquered that number before. And if you write a number down and it feel good, you need to double it or quadruple it because it needs to scare the heck out of you. Okay. It's supposed to do that.
That will scare you.
I wanted to because we haven't really understand what scaring does. It's not there to make you not do. Is to show you all that you could do. That's what that scariness is, right? It's wanting to see if you're going to back down, you're going to step up, you're going to make it happen. That's what it's there for. Challenge yourself. Allow your mind to grow and you to grow through this process. So please put that number and let it scare the heck out of you. That's the first thing, right? And as I said, we're looking at it from all 3 point of views. So if you are working and right now you're making, if your yearly salary is 75,000, 50,000, even if it's 45,000, some people look at that and they're like, oh, that's not a lot of money and it's not going very far. Well, you're getting room to do something else. You're getting room to add to it. And keep in mind, somebody who's making less than you is also doing less than you. So, doing more than you, sorry. Who's making more than you is doing more than you, right? So you might have more time on your hand. Now, if on the other hand, and listen, we're not looking at people to dictate what we do, but I'm just mentioning that. Right? Because it's human and we like to do that. I hope that over this period of time, you would grow into not caring about what the other people are doing, but what it is you're doing. Because when you care about what you're doing, you move way faster than when you're looking into what other people are doing. So, your revenue. So we're going to talk business and then we're going to talk the working people because I don't want you guys to feel left out if you work and you are trying to figure out what to do. Don't leave your job. Stay in your job. Make your income. Do what you're going to do, okay? Because you got a goal to reach. And so if this is business, the revenue that's coming in, if the revenue is $100,000, but expense is $55,000 that comes out of your pocket, you left at 45. You now have to decide what you're paying yourself, and you got to decide what the business needs to get as profit. And this is important because the business keep functioning well when the business have money in it. When the business don't have money and just the asset of the service or the principal, the business go flat really fast if the founder died, the founder got very sick, the founder can't function as well. All these things, excuse me, I got a little bit of a sniffle. It's cold here. So if you hear that, that's what's going on. And you have to understand that this is a possibility until you're ready to delegate out and have that sort of stuff. If you're a one-man show right now, you got to make preparation for those sort of things. So when somebody say a sweatshirt, for example, is sold somewhere for $69, but I can get it for $25 or $35 somewhere else. They're in the business, two different business people, right? A small business owner probably got to sell for $69 to $75 for them to be profitable enough to pay themselves, keep profit in the business, and have overall revenue so they can buy back product to keep being in with supply.
Keep being unique.
Yeah, they have to.
Custom.
Yeah, they have to keep growing that way. And so they can't sell a shirt for that price because even if they pay $25 for the sweatshirt, The time to the design and get, if they were doing the embroidery on it and all the tools that they got to use, these things have to be accounted for in some shape or form. Whether you're calling $1 or $2 for it, you still have to add it in so that you can charge as a continuous successful business. This is the part. You cannot say this thing is $25 and if I charge $50, we're fine. We're going to go half and half. No, you have to literally sit down and understand what each of your product costs because of material, labor,
Yes.
and admin, and any other overhead that has to be added into your business. And you got to get to that really core where the number is right so that when you decide to give a sale 3-4 times a year, you've got this built in and it's possible. You're not having a sale to lose. You're having a sale because that's what your business plan, that's what you set out for this business is going to do. So who's having a sale? If it's not your turn, you don't have a sale.
Okay. What do you mean if it's not your turn? It's not
meaning,
your timing of the year?
Yeah. Meaning if you didn't set out to have a sale in the summer, let's say, and everybody else was having a sale, why are you having a sale? It's just like having a launch. If everybody's launching, but you're not ready yet to launch, don't go launch and you're not ready. Get people on a waiting list. Hype up your business. Talk to them. Let them know what's going on. But don't go launching and you're not ready yet to do it. There's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that we talk about as business owners, but some things we don't even think to talk about. It's happening, when you're working so hard, you can get a cold, you can get the flu, you can feel, like all these things can be happening and you get burnout. So you got the sale, you made 100 sales, but you can't pack the sale, the things that people order. You can't get them out fast enough. People are getting annoyed with you. Those are things you don't want to happen because the next launch, people are like, she never delivered things on time. You got to wait 3-4 weeks. Don't bother. And people tell people without directly telling people. They say it in conversation. They say it in meetup groups. They DM and talk about one thing to Net. And yeah, did you hear about Nettie? And she had that sale, but the delivery was awful. No, you don't know how many people that you talked in the DM know 12 other people who had bought from Nettie. And next thing you know, it's been spreading around. Little by little, people, the orders come down. So you got to be paying attention to what you want to do.
Gotcha.
Got everything right now. So I know that was a mouthful. We're still on one. But you need to know how much money you need to earn per month. And then you need to work out that details for yourself. This is the boring grunt work that people don't want to do, especially if you're not a number person, you don't want to, but you need to know. You need to honestly know, because if you say, Coach, I want to make $1 million this year, you have to make 800 and something a month, to be able to get to that number for the year. And what would I have to do to earn that kind of money? It's not impossible, but do I have the skill set to do what I need to do to make that money? Am I ready to get out of my skin to make that money? Am I ready to do all these other things to make that? You got to know these things. There's no magic pill. It's just, you got to know. And if you don't know, you got to go find out, investigate, research, find out. Okay.
Gotcha.
Number 2 is, what are you willing to do? Meaning, what are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sleep less than 8 hours a day? Are you willing to say to your friends, hey, for the next 3 months, we can't hang out. I'll try to put you in for a coffee, or let's sit down. Let's get a Zoom on, girls, if it's a bunch of girls, and let's look at dates. Here's the 3 that I have available. If anybody's available in these times, let me know. And I know, especially if you're a girly, a lady who likes to hang with her friends, this might feel like you might lose them. Nope, you're not going to lose them. You're not going to lose the ones who's rooting for you. Let me tell you right away, okay? They're going to stay around. They might be mad. They might have a crisis, and they want you. But they will understand that at this moment, in your journey, here's where you're at. You only got 3 days, and they're precious 3 days. But if they have something that's happening and you can help, you're willing. And here's how you do it. Pay close attention. You say to them, I got 5 minutes or I got 10 minutes. I'm not rushing you, but I'm putting on my timer because when it goes off, I got to leave you. And it's not you, girl. It's just me because I get carried away trying to help.
I love it.
Front. Up front.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can do it on a lunch break. I used to say I got 30 minutes to break at lunch when I first call upon my girlfriends. And then I say, I can talk to you about 15, 20, but I truly need 10 before I go back to work just to myself. But can you work
Mm-hmm.
for yourself? So what do you mean? I need 10 minutes where I'm not focusing on the business. I'm just finishing up, enjoying the meal. Or maybe I have some dessert. Or maybe I just want to sit and close my eyes for that 10 minutes. So
Yes.
I could only give you 15. Or I would say today, because sometimes I make fresh lunch, sometimes I just warm up what was left over. I might say today's a fresh lunch day, so while I'm prepping the lunch, we can talk. The minute I sit down to eat, we're not going to be talking because I just want to eat and breathe.
Breathe, yes. And just think.
Yeah. And this comes with time because you're going to feel a way when you tell the first or two people. But once you get around to the rest of the people, you're going to be okay. And don't do it during the workday. Do it on a Saturday or Sunday, someday when you know it's easier to sit and talk with the person, not what they're doing and what you're doing. Just sit and talk with a person. Here's the thing. If your friends call you up, they might catch you doing something. But if you set aside the time and say, I'm going to call 2 girlfriends or 6 girlfriends and talk to them, now you block out that time and you call them. If they're not available, you leave a message. You say, I call you to have a chat with you. But if you call me back within 30 minutes, we can talk. But if it's more than that, I won't be available because you're talking to the next person and I don't want you crossover. Like this. You need to do this because what this is building for you is going to help you so much in your business too, right?
Yes.
I was a group this morning and this lady was talking about how her bookkeeping client would call and talk and talk and talk. And I didn't say anything because people give her enough information, but that's because she allowed it, right? She had to say when they agree for her to do the bookkeeping, we're going to talk twice a month. But if I need anything in the meantime, here's the way I'm going to ask for it. And here's the way I want you to get back to me to give what I ask for. I'm a talker, so I used to like talking to people on the phone, but I realized I would talk and over talk and I would listen and over listen, yes, because I'm spending 2 hours and it was a half an hour thing. So I had to cut back and say, if you truly need to speak to me, it's going to be 15 minutes. Okay, we'll do it in 5. I say, good. And then the first person that called me and we hit 6 minutes, I said, we are a minute over the time we said we're going to talk. And she says, it's gone already? I feel so good talking to you. Kind of said, me too. Isn't it wonderful? But send me an email. See you later. And I'm not waiting for a response. I just say, see you later. Don't want to be rude, but I got to run. And I rarely move. Don't be on the phone saying I got to run, but you're still listening in. No, you got to move. This is a good skill. It helps you as you go forward in your business, right? So what are you willing to do? Sit with yourself, write out a big master list of the things you're willing to do, and then cut it down, and then cut it down, and then cut it down. And then those are the core things. So you can have the big list of what you're willing to do, and then you can have the core, the middle ground, and then you can have the core. And you want to get these things done because when these things are done, also when you get new clients, you can refer back. So this is not for the clients, it's for yourself. You can refer back. Oh, I kind of wouldn't do X, Y, and Z. Oh, I wouldn't do this. Oh, I can do that. When I start back walking early in the mornings where we get a lot of snow. So right now I took a break, but I reach out and I say, hey, I'm in bed by 10. So if you send me an inbox, you send me anything, and this is friends, you're not going to hear back from me till tomorrow. If you see that it looked like my Facebook that I'm on or the page is open, could be my granddaughter, could be my daughter, could be somebody pick up my phone and using it in me. So if you don't hear back, you're not thinking I'm ignoring you and just not available. And so people literally left me a message. Caren, I know you're in bed already, but I'm still left this message. I know you'll see it in the morning. And I'll wake up to that because I'm literally put my phone to charge so I don't look at it.
Yes.
But my kids might have picked up the phone because they heard it ringing or something. And so when you see it open, you don't think it's me because I made a commitment to myself. So I need to honor that. And that's important for you going forward. You're going to be doing what you're doing. As my granddaughter, in my journal, I write it every morning. I'm the CEO of my life. And my granddaughter looked at it the other day. She says, Grandma, you're the CEO. I said, you sure bet I am. She goes, I'm a CEO. I said, you are of your life. She goes, I'm going to write out in my journal because her mom gave her a journal for Christmas and she's 6. She writes all kind of little things and puts stickers in there. But, she's 6.
Okay.
So guys, get on it, okay? So we talk about what you want to earn monthly, and we talk about what are you willing to do. Let me get a sip.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And because you're tanking your future self, what will happen if you don't? You need to get this down. You need to sit with yourself and envision yourself living, not reaching the goals, the things you set up for. What would happen? Now, this feels daunting and it feels on the negative side, but it's to push you back over on the right side. That's what it's for. Sit with yourself. Understand if you don't do things, things are getting more expensive. Inflation, whatever inflation, things are getting expensive. Would you be able to keep paying your mortgage? Would you afford to rent if you're renting? Would you be able to keep the shop open if you had a shop already? Are you able to give yourself the vacations that you want, especially if you've never been on vacation and you've been planning and putting it off? Are you ever going to be on a vacation? Can do you have money aside when the car breaks down to fix? Do you save inside to get a new car? Did you want to go back to school? Would you be able to do that if that's a choice that you want to make? Right? Would you be able to eat better? Would you be able to get somebody to come in and help you be a sous chef and prep your stuff so you can just get to cooking it? Are you able to get in a cleaner if that's what your desires are? You get a driver if that's what you want. Like, are you able to do these things? If you don't do the things that feel hard and unachievable and that you can do, which is a lie, but your self has been telling you this forever, and now you truly believe it.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it, and when it doesn't do good and it didn't come out right, you just own up to that and you say, how could I do it differently? You can do it. Our pipe was leaking the other day, and my mom said, she said, Caren, you need to call the plumber because I think it's something wrong. Like, let me check and see what really is going on. It was just loose. I tightened the pipes and the dripping stopped because I always pay attention to my household and what's going on. So even if I got to hire somebody to come in, I could have a conversation with them about it. This is important. I don't do all the plumbing, but the little things that I could do, I certainly do. That's $175 if the guy had came in to just tighten the pipes. It's $190 for them to see if the toilet is choked. So I'm going to tell my kids to be mindful of what they're doing. And at this point, it probably 3-something with how expensive things are.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to pay attention. And although that doesn't happen steady, it's still this little monies that goes away from you and all the things you're going to do. So even if, hi, Doc. So even if you're doing everything right and you got everything set up, next thing you know, you thought that you would be able to do this, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you can do it. Like once my mom went on pension, I sat with her and I said, okay, Mom, this is the money you got right now. This is the money you got put away. This is what's coming in. How are we making this make sense? I give her an idea. I work out with her what has to be done. I'm so proud of her because she's been doing so good and so many great things. In spite of everything that's happening, she stick with it. When things get great and she's got extra, she doesn't go crazy. She's sticking with it. She's sticking with the process we set up. This goes here. This what goes here. This invests there. And she is right there doing what she's supposed to do. She's like, okay, Caren, I'm done for the month. Anything I want, I'm going to leave for next month because it's not in the budget we set out to talk about.
Okay.
And guys, if that's what you need to do right now, that's what you need to do. You don't have to worry who's doing what. That's not your concern. You're tanking your future self and be able, if you want to tank her, you're going to have to do these things right now. And you're not late. I don't care how old you are. If you're in 20s, it seems nice and right. But if you're in your 50s and you're in your 60s and you didn't get to do those things, stop beating yourself up and start right now where you are. Do the things you got to do. I want you to look at the positive of you. If you're at this stage, if you had kids, now they're grown. So you don't have to do certain things for children anymore. You can just do for you. And whomever is around you, right? If you got a spouse, sure. If you don't have a spouse, boom. You just got to look after you and what you're doing, right? If you got grandkids, you plan on what you want to give them. I had a friend when I used to work at the college, and she says, Caren, I just set aside X amount of dollars for my grandkids per year, and I decide what I'm going to do for their birthday and Christmas, and just because she liked to give just because gifts, and so she's got those three set up, and she funds them, so each get funded however she set it up, and so the just because might be writing lessons, and the Christmas buy might be, a granddaughter used to play the violin, and she paid for a special coach who really takes them to the next level. And she gets that for Christmas because she said they have enough. I'm not buying them clothes. I'm not buying them toys anymore. I'm buying them experience. 1 year, nobody got any gifts from her because she wanted to take them to Disneyland the next year. So she just and give them this wonderful treat where they can have a nice room in the hotel and a whole bunch of things she wanted to pay for. So for that year, it didn't matter what you were in. Grandma was not funding it because the next year she promised Disney, and they all went, right? So
yes.
These things is going to make you do these things if that's what you want to do. And she was in her 60s. She was needed to retire, but she had these plans and she wanted them done. She wasn't a businesswoman. She was 67. She's like, Caren, I promised my kids I wasn't able to do it in my time, but I want to take my grandkids and I want to take my two daughters that I never get to do this with. So I am saving hard and I am making sure that it's funded, because even before I was doing this kind of work, I always talk to people about money and all sorts of things we'll talk about. And it's just nice to see that people are really inspired when you tell them, or you and them have a conversation and see that, yeah, you don't always have to go get a nice new shirt or get a next pants. You probably got 6 in your closet right now that you're now wearing. Stop buying pants if you don't need another pants, because you got other things you want to do.
Indeed.
Okay,
it's so true. It's so true. It's so true. We all have something that we like that we buy excessively.
Yes.
Some people are hat people. Some people are tennis shoe people.
Yes.
Some people are, we all got something going on.
I was a shoe person when I had my first son. Oh my God, the kid had so much shoes. He never got to wear. Quite a few of them I had to give away to cousins and friends. He never got to wear them. We grew them out because I was a shoe person. Oh my God, I still like a lot of shoes. But I'm not doing them on the sacrifice of the things I want to get you, right? Yes. I'm not saying you mustn't have your shoes, dress, or whatever. But if you're at the stage right now where you're setting up to meet up with your future self, I want you to think about all that, the space in between, right? The space in between of getting you there. You want to be a millionaire? If your space in between is here, if your space is all the way at the back, you got a little more work to do than the person who's right here.
Gotcha.
So guys, that's what we talked about today. I hope we're all caught up. I hope you're listening and you're applying if it applies to you and making this work for you. Today we cover how much money you want to make monthly, and we talk about your revenue, the profits, and the earnings for yourself personally, because that's what you're going to live off of. And what are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice, give up, and put aside for a time so you can get it done? Don't be those owners who travel and they're on the phone trying to check in and all that nonsense. Stop it. You go away, you went on a cruise for 7 days, leave the phone alone. I don't want to take up pictures and have a good time. Call your friend because she's on the other side of the boat, or go somewhere and just wherever you go, just get off of it and really have a vacation. And then, what will happen if you don't do it? Sit with yourself and figure that out.
Oh my goodness. Coach, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For helping us to understand how to prepare to meet our future self by sacrificing now and by assessing what do we need to make in order to make all these things happen.
Exactly.
Guys, if you are looking to connect with Coach Caren, she has a link so that you can set an appointment. And as you can see, it's on the screen. I'll also put it in the chat so that you can call and make a complimentary appointment. Get some wisdom. Wisdom is the principal thing. And this is something that Coach is willing to share with you. Why not take advantage of it and find out what am I doing, or what can I do better uh, that will help me to reach my goal. You can find Coach Caren at Profits in Daily on her Facebook page and on her Instagram. She's got some great recipes too, guys. You need to check it out. And we just want you to know that we here at BizChicks are here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run. You can join BizChicks simply by texting biz to 33777, or you can join us at bizchicks.net. We'd love to share with our community what it is you do and how you serve. With that, we want to remind you that it's good to make money in your business. So come on, come on, get some more knowledge and let's move forward. And all you're getting, get understanding. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you again, Coach
Oh,
Caren.
you're welcome.
Dr. Tachi, and all of you watching live and on the replay. Have a great day. Bye bye, everyone.